I'm Big Steve and I'm here with Jesus. Why don't you have anyone else in your band? Why do you insist on having like a backing track and no other musician? It's just basically karaoke.
That's that head fuck moment to start it off with. I got the whole like, hi, I'm Big Steve, I'm here with Jesus. And then when you carried on, I was like, he's talking about band, what? Yeah.
Why?
No, I just don't have any friends talented enough, I guess.
Hey, that's a good answer. My man.
Yeah.
Okay.
But no, so I'm Big Steve, you're Jesus.
Yes, the real Jesus.
The real Jesus.
Yeah.
There's a band called Jesus, isn't there?
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
So my friend, right? Like, I'm vegan, right? And so there's this vegan pub that I go to in Canterbury, and so my friend is like, "Oh, you didn't tell me you was playing at this vegan pub," and I was like,
"Is that the Monument?"
Yeah.
Yeah, Monument's cool.
And I was like, "I'm not playing there. What do you mean?" And he showed me a post of it. It's like, "Hey Zeus," and I'm like, "What? What are you talking about?" You check out, and there's this band in Canterbury already called Hey Zeus. Apparently.
Yeah. The funny thing with that, my mate Jake, I play with Argyle, band Argyle, but Jake Argyle, he was on that gig, and I remember because we like, if, you know, for people that don't know, there was a little bit of like fake sort of Facebook YouTube beef between like Big Steve and Trash Mammoth, which is a band that you were in.
Yeah.
And obviously then you did your solo stuff, and we were all like, this is so random, this is like really quite cool. And me and Jake sort of, are fairly into gaming, so the 8-bit stuff was really cool. And then we saw on the poster that it was Jesus, and was like, that's the guy with the hair. And then it turned out I was like, oh, so, did you speak to Jesus? And he was like, yeah, but it wasn't the guy with the hair. And I was like, really? So I looked in, and that's when I found out that there's another Jesus, not the real Jesus.
Yeah, that's why I changed my name to the real Jesus. Yeah. But the thing is, I contacted their booking agent, and I wanted to get on a gig with them as the real Jesus. I was like, Jesus, like supported by the real Jesus.
Yeah.
And what I was going to do, maybe like cover their songs before them. Because what do you do if you go to play and the support act covers your songs? Like, what do you do at that point? You do go, or do I just do other songs? Like, what do I do?
Well, I mean, I've done a couple of gigs where there's been other people playing, and I've got a song called In Ramsgate.
Yep.
And a lot of people like that, and it's a really easy song to play. And I've had a couple of people I'm sitting there, and they've started playing the chords for In Ramsgate and started singing it. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, this is my fucking song. Yeah. So on the whole, obviously I've just mentioned I play in a couple of bands, gig myself. Obviously you write music, record it, play it with a backing track. Do you go out and gig with the backing track or with the band? Or
no, I do it with the backing track because it's way easier to get everything just sounding right, like because I use like a lot of synth and stuff. Having someone actually play the synth would be like hard. So like, although I could get a guitarist, a bassist, and like a drummer, I kind of feel like it works better when you turn up and it's like there's just one guy on the stage. What the hell? And like I like to make as much noise with one person, so people are like, what the hell is this? Like, what is going on? It's almost about like I want to seem garish, I want people to be like, oh, like, what is this? Ooh. Yeah. Like, because I just find, like, I could grab a guitar and do some songs, but I'm like, it's just like, I don't know, I don't want to appear like everyone else, I just want to stand out. Like, I kind of want to just show people that it's okay to be weird.
Yeah. Which is why you turned up to a podcast in a skeleton onesie.
No, this, I assure you, this is the height of Japanese fashion. It's called a kigurumi.
Mate, talking about Japanese fashion, I should have come wearing a big nappy.
Yes.
If we go out in Japan, we'll be the trendiest fuckers there.
Yes.
You in your onesie, me as a sumo. But so.
Oh, I thought you meant you was a baby.
Oh no, I literally meant like a sumo.
No, I'm joking. Just pulling your tit.
Yes. So no, that's cool. I get that. And have you always sort of done synth-based stuff and or do you play an instrument? Do you?
Yeah. Well, I started out. I'm in like at least 7 bands right now. A lot of them with just myself. But actually, I think they're all by myself. I'm pretty lonely right now, but that's okay. No, I started playing bands and stuff, but I find it hard to get on with people in like a writing sense because well, the first real band I was in, right, I was doing synth, and so I was doing, it was like guitarist, bassist, and then like synth, so we'd have synth drums.
Is that Trash Mammoth?
No.
Oh.
It was called Midnight Carnival. It's like from 2008 to 2011 maybe. But it was like, I'd go home and I'd write like the whole song because it was like had drums and synth. And so like when the other guys came along, they would just like do the root notes that I'd already like provided. And so like by no fault of their own, it was just, I ended up doing the majority of the work. But like, I find that when I'm in bands, like I want to have some kind of creative control. When I don't have any say in stuff, then I kind of get a bit like, well, I don't really like it, you know what I mean? So then I end up just like being disinterested in it. So that's why I just play by myself, just because I find that like, I wouldn't say I'm a control freak, but it's just like, it's like if I'm making like, if you're making art and someone comes along and they like draw an orange in the corner, it's like, well, I didn't want the orange there. So you've ruined it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, sure.
So that's my problem.
Yeah, no, I get that. I mean, I'm in a few bands myself, and I mean, there's a couple where I think I wish I had a bit more of a say because I used to have a bit more of a say.
Yeah.
But you sort of, I mean, I wouldn't say in that with that example I'm now disinterested, but I sort of, it's trying to find that line where I don't want to step on anybody's toes, but also sort of leave the, you know, give my creative input, but not too much of a creative input to.
Yeah. You see, that's the thing. Like, it's like I want to have creative input, but then I don't want to tread on anyone's toes, and then I'm just like, oh, I'm in this awkward stage of like, oh, I'm in this band now, but you know, what do I do?
Yeah.
So I just find solo is the best way to do it because, like, you know, sometimes like you just can't make gigs for whatever reason, and like, you know, everyone's pissed off at you. But if you're alone, it's just let yourself down. So it's like, okay, and it's like you need to practice. Okay, I'll just sing in my car. You know, it's just it's just way easier for me, like for my lifestyle and stuff. Like, I just hate being in bands. It really annoys me. Like if someone was like, I've met someone like with similar interests and stuff. That's fine, but like I'm just into weird stuff. So like the stuff I produce, you know, people are just like, I don't really like that idea. You know what I mean? It's more of like they like the ideas once they've seen the results, but like
at first, they're not sure.
Yeah. So yeah, what do you like? What are some musicians you like and shit?
What sort of musicians do I like?
Yeah, or music. What kind of music do you like?
Literally, quite a lot of everything. I thought
you like country?
I do like some country. Yeah, I quite like. There's a country guitar player, Albert Lee. I don't know if you've heard of. I guess by asking if I like country, you were either really dislike country, or you were just seeing if I actually.
I don't really hate anything. There's always like something to take away from every kind of music.
Yeah.
No, I just meant because a lot of people you ask like, what do you like? And they're like, everything. And you're like, do you like classical? No. Like country? No. And it's like, well then that's not everything. That's two things you've included.
On the way over, I had my like all my liked songs on Spotify. And to give an example of the sort of stuff I'm happy to listen to, there was Radicals by Tyler the Creator. So I'm driving down North Down Road, you know, banging my head to that and blasting the expletives. And then after that was 26 by Paramore. So that's already quite a big jump.
Yeah.
And then a Ludovico Einaudi track, and he's like a sort of classical pianist, composer. I skipped that one because I was in a bit more of a sort of upbeat mood. And then what else come on? I think it was maybe something by Priestess. So, I mean, yeah, generally across the board I listen to a lot of hip-hop, rock stuff, acoustic bass stuff. Charlie Simpson came on as well, his solo stuff. Yeah, there's all sorts. I listen to anything from Tyler the Creator, Tech Nine, Nas, Paramore, Black Sabbath, Led Zeppelin, like Ludovico Einaudi, sort of a real sort of big spectrum, I think.
Okay.
What about yourself?
I suck. Music sucks. I don't really like a lot of music because I think it's like trying to be something. It's not like a lot of people I find are like. You know, so you've got like Blink-182 and then you've got people that are like, oh yeah, let's be like Blink-182, and they'll even adapt the whole like, oh the metal resumes, oh, and they sing like that, and it's like, why? Like, why would you want to do something that exists? Like, just make your own music, you know? So I find a lot of the music like pretentious and like just treading on the toes of other artists, but I like a few people, but like my music taste is awful. Like a lot of it is like just weird, like just really weird. Do you know Shushu? XIU?
I think I had one of their songs on like Discover Weekly once.
Yeah.
They Japanese?
No,
Or no?
American. I think.
Maybe I'm thinking of something else then.
Um,
But it was something Japanesey and like short, snappy. I don't
was
know.
it one of my bands?
I don't know.
Because I'm in that on Waku Waku. Was there like a mask as the album cover?
I didn't see it. I just when I looked.
Take notice, Adam. Take notice. Right,
I'm not
we're
Adam,
gonna have to
I'm
start
Steve.
again. We're gonna have to start again.
Water break. Yeah, no, that's. I get that. I've got a friend that's sort of very much like that. He's like, right, well, I like this sort of music, so I'm going to be in a band and I'm going to do everything like them. And I just think that's a little bit in there.
Yeah, see, I kind of have no interest in being in like a proper band. Like for me, it's all about the gimmick, you know. Like I really want to start a band called Monster of the Week, and so like, I mean, I'm not sure if it's feasible. I don't think it is, but I'd have a whole set of just like of like a cityscape, and then like we'll dress up as different monsters, like Godzilla-esque style, and just like like you know, like a rap battle, but like with monsters and stuff.
Yeah.
I think that'd be fun. Like, but like, I think it's a cool idea. And I'm like, yeah, that's cool, you know. But would I actually want to do that like for weeks on end? Probably not. But I like the idea. I like making bands.
Yeah.
But
Did
not
you
actually
see
doing
the? There's a band that's like Ned Flanders sort of, and they're finally coming over and doing a tour over here, I think.
Yeah.
And they just all dress up like Ned Flanders and.
Yeah, the hardcore thing. Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
I saw that, but I wasn't a fan of the music because it's sort of just music with they're just dressed like that. Like, I kind of wish they would take it a bit further and do like, you know, like Oakley and like shit.
Oh, that's what they're called, aren't they? Oakley Dokley.
Is it?
I think
that was an
that is
accident.
what they're called.
But I think you're right.
Yeah. No, I mean, I like being in a band. I've been in a fair few bands. I'd say the main one I'm in at the moment is Argyle, and I play bass. I mean, primarily I'm a guitarist and write my own tunes, but I've sort of not stepped away from doing my own stuff. I've just been so busy with other things that the sort of the focus on my own songwriting and it just has gone. I haven't really done anything for myself for a while. But yeah, with Argyle, Jake writes the songs, which, you know, we all know that's the case. So we sort of, you know, we have you know, we give our creative input, but with that, I think because we know it's sort of like you're the main songwriter, we're gonna add to your song.
Yeah.
And you know, we get a good outcome generally. And I think having it where you sort of know what everyone's role is, and you know, it like when you look at the Beatles and they're all writing the songs, you then get to the point where you're saying, well, I said about this, and and if it does take off, you get so many issues with, you know, someone saying, well, I didn't say that, I didn't want that, and then it, as you say, it gets very. It can get
I hate people who don't pull their weight. Like, well, it's fine. I'm fine to carry people. Like, if people want to play the stuff that I write, that's fine. But like, I've had instances before where people will be like, "Oh, I don't really like this song." Like, I'm like, "Well, what should we do? Like, how should we change it?" And like, I don't know, but I just don't like it. Like, and I'm like, "Well, like, have some creative input, like, please, like, because like, I spent a long time on this, like, and like, I think it's really good. So like, what's your problem, you know?" And like. And then they're sort of just like, okay, that's fine. It's like, it's fine to have a different opinion to me, but just like help contribute. Like, I kind of just feel like I'm just like making stuff, and then people are like, no, I don't like it. It's like, do you want to be in a band? You know what I mean? Like, Jesus.
Yeah, you know, say why you can't like it or what could be better. Yeah. No.
You know, if they was like, I reckon it should be slower, or oh, take out that synth, that's rubbish. That's fine, whatever, man. Like, but don't just tell me it's like that's bad objectively because. I don't know, some arbitrary reason that you can't articulate. Do you like Harry Potter?
I do.
How much? What's your favourite character?
Well, I mean, I'm wearing Harry Potter socks at the moment.
Which?
Hufflepuff. I mean, I've got my shoes on.
Scum! You're the scum of the Potter universe.
I'm a Hufflepuff.
Are you?
Yeah. No, I do like Harry.
Why? Who hurt you?
I got touched by Voldemort.
Hey, he touches everyone. Yeah.
No, I just
for
did,
life. Come over to my side.
I did Pottermore when that came out, and it told me I was a Hufflepuff. So you know, society told me I was a Hufflepuff. I couldn't choose. But yeah, I remember.
I didn't choose the puff life. The puff life chose me.
Yeah, so I got my Hufflepuff socks. Jake from Argyle got me a Hufflepuff like Hufflepuff badge to like sew on or like iron onto a hoodie or a t-shirt. So I'm gonna do that at some point.
Have you seen the like mixed houses? So there's like Slitherclaw, and it's like a snake with like wings and like crow feet.
Cool.
It's cool.
What would it be? Huffledore or Griffin Puff?
Yeah, I think it is Griffin Puff. There's a few of them. They're really cool.
Or Hufflin. Every day I'm Hufflin.
I'm trying to think. I think Grifflin is the one.
Grifflin.
That's cool. Anyway, why do you like Harry Potter?
I just think. I mean, I was maybe 8 or 9 when it sort of the films came out, and everyone was raving about the films. I think I was bought the books before that, but I didn't know what they were, and I lost interest in reading at this point.
Yeah. You bought the books and lost interest.
Well, no, I got bought the books as a Christmas present, and that was only when the first 3 books were out. Actually, it was 1, 2, and 3. And then the films come out, and when that came out on DVD, we saw that, and I thought it was great. Then the second one came out on DVD, so a long while after, and I really liked that. And then when Prisoner of Azkaban came out, I think I was in year 4, year 5.
Yeah.
And I used to get the bus to school by myself. My sister had moved. We lived in Palm Bay. I used to go to Cliftonville. She went to Palm Bay, so she used to walk with a friend. My mum and dad used to go to work, and I used to just get on a bus round by the co-op and go to school. And when I think it was year 5, it was definitely year 5. Prisoner of Azkaban came out, and I stayed on the bus, went to Dreamland Cinema, went to watch Prisoner of Azkaban, and I went there, and the guy was like...
I was going to say like about the night bus, and I was like, what?
He was like, shouldn't you be at school? And I was just like, oh, I'm homeschooled. And I kept my jacket on over my school jumper, and just went and watched Prisoner of Azkaban, and then Goblet of Fire. I saw all of them in the cinema after the first 2, but I don't know what it is. I think it's. I really don't have an answer. I just really like it. I think for me as well, how the way the stories developed and the characters sort of got older as I was getting older. It was the first sort of film and first like series or anything that had happened. It's like I'm growing and they're growing too, and it's so by the time like Deathly Hallows came round, and I'm a lot older and the films are a lot darker, I liked them a lot more. Whereas obviously, if I would have watched Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, now I'd be like, yeah, it's cool, but meh, for kids.
Yeah.
But then saying that, I do like a lot of kids movies. I've got 3 nephews and a niece, so whenever there's a kids movie that I want to see, if I'm up in Sunderland, I've got a great excuse to go and see it. Like when I was younger, I used to read Captain Underpants.
Yeah.
And the Captain Underpants movie came out, and I was like, when is it out in the cinema? And it was out when I was going to Sunderland, and I was like, I've got to take the kids to see that. And they were like, oh, can we go and see? I can't remember what was out. And I was like, no, because little Paul, and we call him Baby Paul. He's not a baby, he's 5. But we're like, no, because Baby Paul wouldn't like that. He'll get bored. And I think it was the first time I took them to the cinema with the little one. And I was like, I want to see Captain Underpants, so we're going. And they really enjoyed it. But, I'm a 25-year-old man sitting in a cinema watching Captain Underpants.
When we go to Japan, you can say, hey, I'm also a Captain Underpants cosplayer.
Yes. That would be cool. I guess I could do that.
Yes.
I've always wondered what I can do, if I was ever going to cosplay, I could cosplay as. I mean, I went to a Halloween party once at Shrek, and that was really cool. So I made my own thing. So I had like a pair of long johns on, borrowed a pair of Ugg boots off an old friend, had just a massive grey jumper, made like a brown t-shirt into a like ripped the arms off, then used the arms as like a bit of lace between the two, and it looked really cool. And I made my own green. Like,
was that Halloween party or just a party?
No, it was just a party, and then I did it for Halloween the same year.
What, same costume?
Yeah.
You lazy motherfucker.
Yeah, and then the year after, I used basically the same concept, used the same jumper, the same brown little waistcoat thing.
So you're one trick pony?
No, but I changed and I like put some white makeup over my face.
Yeah.
Made
white face.
No, I'm trying to think of what they call it, like, because
racist.
No, kind of.
Kind of.
My dad works at a taxi firm, and there's a lot of
whites.
was sort of Afghani drivers, Pakistani drivers, and they brought home like a shamag, like a proper one with the ring. And so I had that on and covered the lower half of my face, and put.
Is a Shrek costume?
No, same things. But I went the other year as a like dead terrorist.
God.
It's Halloween, right? It's Halloween, and what's scarier, a dead terrorist or a fucking cat?
A live one. Well, it depends, because have you seen the Cats trailer?
Oh, that is horrific.
Yeah, that's terrific. What I mean? He's usually acting with a dead terrorist. He's funny, you know? He's relatable.
Yeah, but I was a dead and it did cause a little stir. I mean, it was only like it was a friend's party.
Yeah.
So most of them were like, Steve. But I did put a picture up on Instagram, and that I would have said it blew up. But it caused a bit of a stir. And my argument was like, I'm not being racist. It's a dead terrorist. Terrorists are scary.
Yeah.
It's Halloween.
I mean, it's laugh in the face of adversity, isn't it?
Exactly. That went against me, but I used the same costume 3 years in a row, did Shrek twice, and then changed the costume up. And I put some like toilet roll tubes and painted them black and strapped them to the vest. I think I have got a picture somewhere, but...
They blew up.
Yeah, so... But next time I think I'll just wear a big bath sheet and make it into a nappy. So it's Captain Underpants.
Oh, I've had a thought. Dream festival lineup. Oh, what an excellent question. Go, top 3 festival, go.
Top 3 festival, right. It'd be a mix. I think my top 3 headliners...
Well, it had to be, kind of 3 of the same people.
No, but it wouldn't be like a download-esque festival where they're all 3 rock bands. I think I'd have to have Tech 9 on the Friday. He's hip hop. He's a rapper.
Where are the name? But I don't know any songs.
But he's cool, and he's done some stuff with a live backing band. I'd have him on the Friday. I think it would have to be
on Friday.
Well, yeah, if it was Friday, Saturday, Sunday thing.
I mean, I wasn't going to do the dates. I was just going to do this one day. You just go and you're just seeing them.
Well,
You've got dates.
Okay.
So what food have we got at this festival?
Lots of different food. So mac and cheese.
Top 3 food festivals. Festival foods.
On that, okay. Top 3 festival. I went to see Sabbath at Hyde Park, and I had this banging mac and cheese. That was so good. I did Tractor Fest earlier on in the year in Foundtown. 2 local festivals, but there's a vegan place called The Larder, and I had this vegan burger there, and I thought it was the bollocks. Had it at Tractor Fest, and then they were at Foundtown.
Thought it was bollocks. How dare you? I'm vegan.
Thought it was the bollocks. And so when I saw them at Foundtown, we got that again because Jake's pescatarian. So I was like, well, you know, if you're having something veggie, I'll have it as well. And actually got Adam to try this burger and everyone else that we have, and I think it went down well. So if he was having 3 festival foods as well, there'd be that banging mac and cheese place that I had at Hyde Park. There'd be the Larder, which does like vegan burgers and hot dogs and stuff, and some like banging fries.
Yeah.
And the other, I don't know, probably some sort of wood-fired pizza. You can't go wrong with pizza. You can do gluten-free, you can do vegan, you can do meaty, you can do whatever. Just pizzas.
You had like a
dessert
pizza.
I have.
Dude, I fucking love those things, but after I finish, I'm just like,
I haven't had one like
I'm gonna die.
properly. I did them, had some like years ago. I was gluten free for a while because I thought I had celiac, but it wasn't. It was just a really bad reaction, and that was like when I was younger.
To what?
Wheat and gluten.
Oh, okay.
But I grew out of it, so it wasn't celiac, because apparently celiac is permanent. But I had like my own pizza bases and decided that I'd put like some Snickers and marshmallow and Nutella on, and yeah, it's good. But yeah, some sort of wood-fired pizza, macaroni and cheese, and a vegan burger thing.
All right, and now the top three musicians at your festival. Yes.
Tech Nine. I think.
Is this 3, 2, 1 or 1, 2, 3?
It's not.
Like, because someone's got a headline.
Can't be. They're all headlining.
They're all playing at the same time.
It's a 3-day festival. It's a 3-day festival.
Okay.
So Friday night Tech Nine, Saturday.
Big Steve Fest.
Yeah, BS Fest. It's between Maiden and Sabbath. I've seen both of them, but
I saw Iron Maiden as well.
I think it'd have to be Maiden. I love Sabbath and I love Ozzy, but Iron Maiden just put on such a show. And then the Sunday.
Like, you've got the dates.
I don't know.
Like, I was not going into it this much.
I don't know. Fuck it, Sabbath as well. Maiden, Sabbath, Tech Nine.
Okay.
Yeah. What about you?
Thank you. We would have a big fondue fountain, just a big one.
Cheese or chocolate?
Chocolate, fuck cheese. You ever seen that picture of a parrot and it's just like in the fountain?
No.
That would be me, you know. But it'd be on stage. You know?
Okay.
So that's the Friday. Big fondue fountain.
You're doing the foods across 3 days.
May as well.
Okay, that's.
Because then it's different every day.
Question the artist on
like
3 days, but.
And then just pizza Saturday and burgers Sunday, just to top it off, you know.
Yeah.
Dessert first.
Okay.
It's not even dessert, it's just liquid chocolate. But it's good. I love melted chocolate. It's so good. If you ever eat Snickers, actually no, get a Mars bar, stick it in the microwave for like 5 seconds and just let it out. Like when it's like lightly melted a bit, it just makes it so much better. You know? Like what was a 10 out of 10 is like a 20 out of 10 now.
I don't know.
It exceeds expectation.
I disagree there.
Well, we're going to major falling out.
Yeah, I mean melted chocolate at times is cool. I don't like chocolate coming from the fridge.
Oh no, dude! People that do that I hate those people. They're the worst people. They need to be, you know, we need to get rid of those.
That's
people.
it. I mean,
honestly.
And people that put peanut butter in the fridge. Like, what is
Why?
that about?
Why?
What is that about?
I've never heard that before.
It literally
you give me
says
something else to hate.
Yeah, it says on the label, do not refrigerate, and that's because the oils then like solidify.
That's
and
madness, man.
Go weird.
That is absolute madness.
It is. It really is.
Yeah. So when I'm at like my nan's house, she likes chocolate, you know, and she says, "Oh, here's some chocolate from the fridge," and I'm, you know,
and you break your teeth.
Yeah, dude, just don't. Why would you do that?
Yeah. But yeah, so three artists for your festival.
It's so hard. Right, it'd be Come Pick with Knives on the Friday, which are this weird noise band, but they're good. Dance Come Dance, you ever heard of them?
I haven't.
They're good. It's like, I don't want to say math rock, but it's only in place. It's just experimental rock, basically. It's quite cool. Like they have a really good singer. Like he's too good. Like when I first listened to him, I was like, I like this, but he's
like
too good.
Do you know Miles Kennedy?
Nope. I know JF Kennedy. They have the guy that can scream really well, and then they have this guy that like raps sometimes, and it's really good. But third, I really don't know, maybe I Set My Friends on Fire, maybe, which are a 2-piece experimental screamer.
Okay, that's cool. So a real like alternative lineup.
Yeah, but mostly because these are bands that I'd like to.
Yeah, you'd like
see.
To see.
Because like, as I was getting into Cut and Pick when they broke up, and I was like, I never got to see them live. This is so annoying. I had a ticket booked for I Set My Friends on Fire, and then they broke up and reformed without, like, because there was a 2-piece, and now they're like a 6-piece, and I'm like, it's not the same, you know. I mean, Dance Come Dance is still going, but they've changed their lineup. Like the singer changes a lot, so it's a bit like it's just completely different music, basically, like
Yeah.
due to the singer changing. So I'd like to see like the Kurt Travis era of it.
Yeah, I think in that case, I'm going to backtrack, and if we're doing stuff that's a little bit more off the cuff, I think I'd go.
I mean, wait. There was no rules to this.
No, I know, but I just think thinking of it in that way, being more sort of bands that I'd want to see, that sort of, rather than like mega bands. I think Priestess would be there, which is like a Canadian sort of rock metal
Wait,
band.
who put these rules? Who put these like mega bands only?
No, but I mean, I thought of it like mega bands, but I think it was just like bands that I really, really like. Yeah, it'd be Tech Nine, Priestess, and probably Dinosaur Pile Up. You heard of them?
That sounds cool, but no.
They're cool. Yeah, just a little bit more like, yeah, I want to see them. Maybe Dropkick Murphys.
Well, in that case, I'm going to backtrack, and I'm going to see this as a good opportunity for me to play for 3 days at a festival.
Okay.
So I'd have me again.
I'd like to do that.
All right, you can go Saturday.
I don't know whether I'd
Me
do
on
it.
Friday, you Saturday. You know, like a Steve sandwich.
Yeah, Big Zeus. But
Big
I
Zeus.
don't know whether I'd play in like 3 bands that I'm in, or whether I'd do it myself and like recall the money.
I do the same thing every day, but wear different clothes.
I'd wear different clothes because I'd smell after doing an hour or so on set.
No, I'd still smell, but I would just
sweat badly.
Yeah, so do I. Well, because I'm running around.
Yeah.
But yes, that's been. I've never been to a festival. I don't really fancy going to.
I've
one.
only been to small festivals.
Yeah, like one day ones. I couldn't go to like Glastonbury for like a weekend. I'd die.
The thing is, I don't like mud. I hate mud.
Yeah, me too. Fuck mud.
Yeah, fuck mud. My balance isn't great at the best of times. So like walking around
Your balance.
in mud.
What's wrong with your balance?
I don't know. I think I broke my foot a fair few years. It was about 2011.
Yeah.
But since then, because I try and like, I think it's where I like subconsciously don't put all my weight onto my like right foot, where I'm naturally right-footed.
Yeah.
So I sometimes like lose my balance quite easy, and I'm also pretty top heavy. So I tend to go either way sometimes. But I hate mud. Mud.
Fuck mud.
Fuck mud.
Fuck mud. Start a movement.
Hashtag fuck mud.
Yeah, fuck mud. Hate it. Hate the band, you know. Mud.
Puddle of mud.
Puddle of mud. Just get out of
They're
it.
all
Get
right,
out.
actually. I think
no,
Puddle
they're
of
called
Mud.
mud. Anyway, why Big Steve? Why did you choose the name Big Steve? Like,
It kind of chose me.
no, but like, was there a? Cause there must be a point where you was like, I need to perform under a name. Like, do I just do Steve?
Yeah, well,
like,
I mean,
give me a thought process.
all through school, you know, like, my nickname was Big Steve, unless people didn't like me and it was just Fat Cunt. But,
yeah. Oh, I like that better. You should have been there.
maybe bleep that one. But no, so yeah, I was always Big Steve. And then when I started, I started gigging. I think my first few gigs were at the Bracket, which, I mean, Dean, who runs this place, he used to have the Bracket, and a friend of a friend asked me to come down and play, because she used to help sort of organise some acoustic stuff. And I was like, well, I've not played much. I'd only really sort of played stuff, you know, at school shows and stuff. So I was like, well, got into it, and I was always put down as like Steve Warrington. You know, a couple of times it was like AKA Big Steve, and I was like, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
And then when I started doing it properly, it was like, what do I do? Do I go under like a sort of different name, like, you know, Stevie John, or, you know, like John's my middle name. So I was like, do I do that, or do I just go out as Big Steve? And then there was a few question marks, like, yeah, but do you really want to go out as, you know, Big Steve? You know, maybe some people see that they think it's like a bit of a dig, or, and I'm like, no, that's me, fuck it. Like, so yeah, went out as Big Steve, and it's just sort of stuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
What about Jesus? How did that come about?
I was in Spain, and my mum told me that Latino people pronounce J's like H's. So she was like, oh, fun fact, Jesus is Jesus out here. And I was like, oh. And when I needed a name for a band, because I started this comedy thing, like, because I wrote like 3 songs to see if I could do like this kind of style. And I was like, I need a name. And there's graffiti that I wanted to use as a logo sort of thing, like forever ago. I didn't use it, but it was like clouds, and then there's two like forks of lightning, and then a hand coming out, and I was like, it reminded me of Zeus because of the clouds, whatever. And I was like, hey Zeus, it's like but with a space. So instead of being like Jesus, it's like hello Zeus.
Yeah.
You know.
Is that like the Hercules film, Disney film? The clouds.
It's Greek mythology.
Yeah, but the clouds and.
I mean, that's just the troposphere.
Yeah, I know. But Zeus was the god of.
Yeah, like the guy with the
Yeah.
That guy.
Lightning bolts.
Yeah, that's him. So it's like Jesus, and then the real Jesus because of the mockery.
Yeah.
Although, see, I call myself the real Jesus, but I'm still the Jesus sort of really. Like I don't know.
Who was
what I
around
am.
first? You or them?
Jesus of Nazareth. I don't know. I'm going to say me just 'cause it gives me bonus points, but I don't actually know. In my mind, it was me because I knew of me first. So that's my headcanon.
Yeah, you should go on Facebook and see what date their page was created.
I can do it.
I think so.
I just asked them.
Scroll right now. Yeah.
I should tell their gigs.
send them a
Molotov
message.
cocktail. Fuck you, cunt. Fuck it. You can't beat them. You can't join and beat them.
Yeah.
What's your favourite venue?
Venue?
Yeah. To play in, not like that you've been to.
No. I really like the Ramsgate musical. I think that's up there. Yeah, I'm gonna say Ramsgate musical to play in.
For me, it's Tom Thumb. I love that place.
Tom Thumb's cool.
The intimacy, man. Like, because sometimes you turn up to a gig and there'll be a big stage and wow, this is.
Have you been
place.
to Ramsgate musical?
No, I don't know where that
It's
is.
not that much bigger than the Tom Thumb, to be fair, and the sound is like 10 times better.
Whereabouts is that? Like,
Ramsgate.
have you played St James?
Was that the old place that shut down?
Maybe.
St James.
It's like an upstairs bit. It's like a bar downstairs, and you go upstairs, and there's like.
In Ramsgate.
Yeah.
Yeah, that closed down. That building was like deemed unsafe years ago.
Yeah, well, I remember I played there once, and there's people jumping, and there's like a trap door, and afterwards they were like, like if too many people jump at the same time, that trap door will open, and they will fall down onto the like.
Yeah, I went to a
Hip-hop
gig
and
and the
bop
stage was
downstairs.
literally like bowing.
Yeah.
There was people on the stage, and I was just like, that's not good.
Do you know if Rainey's bar is still there? It's like the same kind of complex, sort of like.
No,
Okay.
no. I
That's
think
my
I walked
place.
past where St James's was yesterday, but yeah, that's been shut down for. But yeah, so Ramsgate Musical is literally round. Do you know the back of Iceland?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's where the thing is, right? Where St James was, at least, right?
So, yeah, you walk past St James, and then you got Iceland on the same street, right?
Yeah.
But if you turn left before you get to the front of Iceland,
Yeah.
down Turner Street, you've got Ramsgate Musical. It's really cool.
Turn left at front, don't turn.
But if you want to find out what Ramsgate Musical sounds like, my band.
You offer me a gig?
Yeah,
Sure, man.
yeah.
Sure, shit. I'll play there. Just tell
Oh
me.
no, just
Dates,
turn up
times, dates,
turn up
times.
and watch. We're
What?
playing.
No, I want to play.
We've already got the lineup sorted. 5th of December.
Come on,
Ramsgate
but mate,
Musical,
come on. I sent you
Argyle and
gifts. You sent me
Leosha.
gifts. Come on.
But
Come on, please. I'm desperate. Please.
no, I'd say.
I haven't had a gig in a year. Please.
I'd say Ramsgate Musical definitely. But yeah, 5th of December, Ramsgate Musical, Argyle Leosha. If this is out before then, go buy your tickets.
Don't. Come and see me in my bedroom.
Yeah. What about you? What's your favourite venue you've played?
Tom Thumb. Because I like the intimacy of it. Because
Of course, yeah,
sometimes you'll go to a gig and you'll arrive for everyone and you're like, wow, this is like the biggest stages. Whew, yeah, like I'm a real person now, like a real band. And then like 5 people show up and it's like, oh, it's glaringly obvious that no one's here. Fuck, you know what I mean? It's like I look like a pillock. You know what I mean?
I've had that.
So when you get to Tom Thumb, it's like one person in the room, wow, it's fucking, it's fucking pumping in here. I also love how like the weird venues, like this would be a cool venue just 'cause it's like so
Yeah.
like, decked out and stuff. Like I hate turning up to a venue and it's just like rubbish, I don't know, no character.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I've been in a few of those. You just turn up and it's just a stage and a white wall. And you're like, this is glorious.
When was your first gig? Do you remember it? Where and when?
A first like proper gig?
Yeah, it's not like playing at school or anything like that, like or one where you've been booked or you've asked to on a bill, you know.
To be honest, I think it would have been the Bracket. Would have been.
Where's the bracket?
It's now the Cinque Ports.
Singaport.
In Margate. So yeah, on the corner opposite, there's Dreamland Steps. I think that probably would have been my first proper gig, sort of outside of school and college and whatnot.
When was that?
2011-ish.
How old are you, by the way?
I'm 25. I'm 26.
Okay, I thought it was a lot younger.
No. No, so it would have been, it was either the year I was still, the second year of sixth form, I think, because when I was in sixth form, I used to do a fair bit of stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
And so I focused on that for a while, so I didn't do a lot of music stuff. And it was...
combine them.
People have said that before, and I don't really like it.
You don't like Jesus? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm just saying I don't find you that funny. No, for me, if I write, something has to be, you know, I mean, obviously I wrote a song about Ramsgate, which is a bit funny, a bit off the cuff.
Yeah, no, that's not quite funny.
And that's like the first song that I've written with like a real sort of, I've got to write about something.
Yeah.
Generally, I just don't, nah.
What is your writing?
I did do a song about man boobs once, and I did that at a comedy gig. I bought my guitar.
Yeah.
And did a little song about man boobs. And that's about as far as it goes.
What is your writing process? Like how? Because
at the moment there isn't one.
At the moment, what would it used to be?
Play some chords, get a feeling, put a melody to it, try and get some lyrics down, try and then find a chorus, and then do something with the second verse. Which normally I find that my second verses are worse than my first.
that's weird, man. Like that's just.
Yeah, so it'd be that, just play around with some music, get a melody, get a feel for it, and then try and get some lyrics, but whatever comes to me.
Yeah.
If nothing comes to me, then I've just got some nice chords, and they just sit there. They sit there in the drawer, like with like, you know, unwanted Christmas present, unwanted Harry Potter books.
Do you write them down? Like, do you write your chords down, or do you, I'll remember that? Or do you record them? Like, how do you document that?
Bit of both. Sometimes I'll write, just make a note. Sometimes I'll record, like, a little tune that then sometimes gets lost. Yeah. And then I'll play something, and I'm like, how did that go?
Yeah. Yeah. You ever dreamed and, like, had a song that, like, doesn't exist in your dream?
I think so.
Have you ever, like, made that song?
No. No. No, there was a riff that I was kept going around in my head.
Yeah.
And I was trying to think of what it was when I woke up, and I think it was similar, but that's like on a voice memo somewhere.
I have like 200 voice memos.
I don't have many now, because I deleted a lot, but so that has happened where I've thought of something, and I'm sure it was like in a dream, or because I can't visualise where I heard it or where I thought of it.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, it must have been when I was asleep.
Must be.
Must be.
Yeah, man. Like, I've had that before, like, there's a dream, like a song in your dream, and you're like, what is that? And I've, like, recorded it, and I was like, this is so weird, because it just, like the subconscious music that I make is just weird, and I'm like, I wish I could, like, harness that without it coming, like, just whenever, you know?
Yeah. So how do you go about writing?
I mean, sometimes I have an idea, and I just try and work from that, like, yeah, my stuff is, like, quite gimmicky. Like, I like to have gimmicks. So I have songs where I'm like, right, this is going to be the... Actually, I have, like, song ideas, right? Where they all feature a gimmick, you know, and then it's, like, my job to work out what... like, how to make that an actual song.
Because obviously you've got a song about the Cyclops, which is not about Cyclops, is it?
No, that was just euphemism for penis.
Yeah. One-eyed monster.
But no, I mean, these are for Trash Mouth, so it's more like an interactive thing. So I have, like, interactive band, where what was going to happen was we was going to get, like, different... So we was going to, like, write the song, but, like, in different styles or whatever. So, like, he would have to come up to the band and, like, tap you, and then that person starts playing, like, and then, like, tap again, well, then it goes, like, more intense, and then, like, you know, this circles around.
As it goes, it's cool.
Yeah. And then we've got... It just says, no milk for cereal, try other things, question mark? No idea, I'm guessing it's a song about cereal or something. Then we have the simultaneous song, which was going to be, we'd start playing different songs, then just go. The mime song, which is where we'd go like, 3, 2, 1.
Okay.
Stuff like that. It's all about like a gimmick, you know, like
Yeah.
and how to fix that. But I guess Jesus kind of starts. Like I do a lot of songs when I'm driving.
You did a song about driving, didn't you?
Yeah. That actually wasn't a song about driving before.
Or about not driving, can't driving.
Yeah. But I almost had like a crash. I was coming to record. And I was like, fuck you. I was like, I'm really royal, you know. But anyway, yeah. So I'll be. I don't know. I just make tunes when I'm driving. So like, if I was here, I'd just be like, Big Steve, when you gonna leave?
Yeah,
and then
okay.
I'd be like, that's pretty good actually. And I'd be like, and then later on I'd try and work out the schematics.
Definitely try and write a song about me then. That tune's quite cool, Big Steve.
Oh,
Big
actually-
Steve, when you gonna leave?
Well, I did. So that sort of like, because I was thinking about this moment, this exact moment. It was foretold.
was that when we were like leaving comments to each other on YouTube?
No.
that,
Like,
"Hey, Big
yesterday,
Steve?"
I was driving. I was like, he's going to ask me about how I'm going to make my songs, and I'm going to be like, how do I do it? And then I'm going to start singing about him. And so the gimmick of that song, right? I've got an actually memo of that song.
Oh wow!
Down.
You've got to play it
No.
after.
I'm not going to play it. I'll make it.
How long
because
of the song is it?
It's only the beginning, but it's got the gist, and the gist is. I can't remember the lyrics. I'm not going to play it just because I haven't heard myself. I'm not sure if it's like bad or not. I don't want to like have this cemented in history. But the gist was, and this isn't a diss on you. It's just what came out because of rhyming. I think I said something about being a pretty big guy, and then something about not gonna lie. Actually, I am, and then I give you lots of like compliments.
Okay.
And so the lie is,
So I'm a
all
pretty
this-
big guy.
No, like as in, so everything from that moment is gonna be. Like, oh, I'm not gonna lie, like you're a pretty big guy, and then I am gonna lie, and then I'll just give you compliments like, oh, I love your music, you're my best friend, all that stuff.
I see,
So the gimmick
I
is,
see.
ha ha ha, he's insulting this guy, but he's like giving him compliments, but that's not like a diss of, oh yeah, hey Steve, I'm gonna give like a bad song. It was just guy rhymed with lie, and that's how the song came about. You know, I might decide to change who it's about, you know.
Okay.
But that's the sort of thing that happens. I'll be like, oh, that's a good idea.
That's pretty cool.
You know? Thank you.
That is cool.
Cool. Don't steal it.
I mean, if I was gonna, wouldn't know where to start if I was gonna write a song about you.
Should we write diss tracks?
Should we do it? Should we do a diss
Do you want
track?
a collab?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
Collab and a diss track. Where have we heard that today?
Yeah, I don't know. There's fucking some abortion.
Oh god.
What do you dislike? Give me some music you don't like, because I think
What
you can
do
tell someone by what they don't like.
What do I not like?
Yeah.
There is some stuff. There is some like proper dross out there.
Yeah.
I've started using that word a lot this year.
Yeah.
Dross.
Dross. I'm like, ooh. Dross Kemp.
I'm not a big fan of like sort of some of the like hardcore stuff. You know, like I know a lot of people for a while were like really hyping up Parkway Drive.
Oh yeah, dude.
And
Nah.
I'm like,
Nah. I like it.
musically they're okay, but
Yeah.
you know the vocals on top of it just makes it a noise.
Yeah, I'm just into that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
Whatever,
I mean, I think with some like heavy stuff, and you know, I don't dislike screaming,
Yeah.
but when is screaming on top of not a lot of, you know, there's not much thought out in the music. It's just brrr.
Yeah, that's it. I
Stuff
like
like-
melody.
You know, stuff like, I mean, I know they're not the best example because they, you know, were a bit of a piss take of themselves, but anal cunt.
Dude.
You know, it was like,
Is that the one with the vocals?
yeah, it's just
That-
all noise. But
that's funny.
they made their name from just having offensive song titles.
Yeah.
It was like, you know, Hitler was a great man is the name of their song, and it's like that people listen to that because of the song name.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
all they get is
Yeah, see, I don't think people actually listen to that music, but I've shown so many people, I'm like, listen to this
That's
band,
what
and
I'm
they've just
like.
gone like, what is that? And I'm like, it's so funny. You know
what
what I
I'm
mean?
like. Just go on Spotify and look at their song names. there is
Their
some
album
brutal-
art is atrocious.
And yeah, but I dislike stuff like that. There's sort of a lot of noise, not a lot of like melodic value.
Yeah, see, I like stuff to be catchy or, you know, have something I can listen to. I don't really like when it's just like, it's like open, you know, just, it's like, stop it, please.
When as I say, I do listen to pretty much everything.
Yeah.
and even some heavy stuff. I'll listen, like real heavy stuff. I'll listen to, but stuff that doesn't have a lot of, I don't know. I'd say not a lot of thought, but I don't want to say that and put down the people that are actually putting a lot of thought into making that.
Yeah.
But
no,
that sort of music of that sort of ilk, I'd say.
Yeah, I see a lot of people like, they're like, oh, but I think that the thing is, people listen to music for different reasons. And so, like, if you show people, like, metal songs with screaming, they're often like, oh, but you can't understand what they're saying. It's like, well, I'm not listening to the thing. Like, when I listen to classical music, I'm not like, where are the vocals? Like, you know what I mean? It's like...
Mumble rap, I also cannot stand. Mumble rap is dreadful.
I've heard of it. Is Lil Peep mumble rap?
I think so.
Lil Peep's right.
Like 6X99.
I've seen the name, but I don't know.
The people that have got like multicoloured teeth and like gold braids instead of multicoloured hair and gold teeth. It's like they're all just. I
mean, I haven't really heard it. I think I've heard.
It's real.
Little Xanax, maybe. Little Xanax. Yeah, Little Xanax, Little Peep, all the littles.
Yeah, a lot of mumble rap.
A lot of short people.
Not good. I think a lot of the modern state of hip hop is a bit. I don't know. I think when people say hip hop is dead, I disagree with that statement generally. But the way it's going and the artists that seem to be making a lot of money and selling a lot of records, I think it's not installing a lot of hope into any sort of old school hip hop fans that are trying to come through.
Yeah, but I find that there's this thin line now between like hip hop and grime.
There is, yeah.
And it's like I kind of find people like I'm hip hop. Like I think hip hop's maybe only dead because the people that are like parading as I'm hip hop are actually grime.
Grime was just shit. there is, yeah. I mean, like, grime's cool. I like grime, some grime.
Clean up.
I've heard like the first wave of grime stuff like Sway, Kano, some like old grime, and then then that died. I'm not a big fan of Stormzy. I think I prefer him as like Adam sitting there going whoa.
Chime in, Adam.
Nah, don't get Adam started on Stormzy. No, I'm just not a big fan of Stormzy. I'm not even going to try and justify it. I just not a big fan.
Don't really know him. The only thing I know about him, something about Bradley Walsh. Stormzy, Bradley Walsh, Stormzy.
Bradley Walsh?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I think it was a joke thing. There was an interview sort of thing, and he was like, "Yeah, me and Stormzy gonna do a collab thing." But I think it was like a joke.
Right.
But
Bradley Walsh was on Doctor Who as well.
Was he? As what?
As like one of his assistants or something.
What, permanently, not just like for 3 episodes?
Yeah, like the female Doctor Who, Bradley Walsh was like.
What?
Yeah, I
That's really
I don't
weird.
watch Doctor Who. I'm not a fan of Doctor Who, but my dad is, and he was watching it. I was like, "What's this?" It's like, "Why is Bradley Walsh in it?"
Bradley Walsh is an enigma. He was a footballer, right?
Yes.
Like,
yeah, not a very good one. Not a very good one.
What the hell, though? Like,
but now he's on like.
Doctor Who.
Yeah, and chat shows, game shows.
That's weird, man.
Is it him that does the chase?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like Chase. Chase is good.
Chase is cool. But yeah. I mean, hip hop, grimy stuff. Not a massive fan of new grime, but.
You don't like grime?
Not new grime.
See you later, mate. See you.
Is that the end now?
I guess so.
All right, we're done then.
Right, I'm back.
Okay.
Don't say anything bad about grime again.
No, I won't. But let's finish with a final question, right?
Come on.
Musically, where do you want to be in 5 years' time? What are your goals, if there are any?
See, I don't want to. I just want to be doing more gigs, really, and have like an actual fan base, even if that's 10 people, Because the thing is, I feel like I have a lot of fans like overseas. Like, I have like predominantly an American fan base, so when I play, it's like to new people. But I don't really care. Like, I kind of just like running around and freaking people out. So, just some more gigs, 10 a year will do, whatever. The thing is, with me, I don't really have any ways of actually getting gigs. I'm like quite isolated. At the moment, like when I used to play in 2011 and stuff, like the Westgate, the West Coast Bar was just like coming up, so they was like promoting gigs all the time. So like, I didn't really have an agent, but there was a guy that would always put on my band.
Yeah.
So I must have done like 40 gigs there.
That's cool.
But like, but now I'm just like sort of out of the loop, and I'm like, because I used to use like MySpace and stuff, and so you'd find promoters and you'd be like, hey, put me on and stuff. Whereas now I'm like,
It's hard.
I had no idea, I'm out of the loop, you know. So this is a plea. Anyone with contacts, get me a show. Where do you want to be, big guy?
I've written more stuff for myself.
Yep.
Have a few more Big Steve songs, whether that's developing the sound or just more songs, more stuff out there. But I'd say my main focus is the band I'm in, Argyle. More gigs, couple of tours, an album or two. You know, hopefully signed to Communion, which is a cool label.
Yeah.
That would be ideal. But yeah, making my living from music, because that's a tough thing. I do a lot of covers as well.
Yeah.
But you know, venues pubs and stuff like to drop you when it suits them. So
yeah. See, I'd like to be able to do music permanently, but I understand that's just not feasible. You know, this kind of music is not something that people will be able to give me a living from. But I just hope to make. I just hope to be like a talking point for someone. Like, remember that weird guy that, you know what I mean? I don't know. He was running around in like a skeleton onesie, and he was singing about people that can't drive or whatever. You know, where were the love songs? And I'd be like, go to Big Steve for love songs.
Yeah. No, that would be cool. Just doing a lot more and developing what I'm already doing.
What I'd like to do is like busk. I think that, like in Canterbury, I think that would really, really throw people off.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. I guess that's all the time
Cool.
for.
Right.
See you later, Steve. See you.
Bye, Mr. Zeus.
See you.
No one wants to